Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands. The last episode did not really go as planned, which I'm sure you probably figured out partway through. The ending did though. If you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it. I actually ended up winning our little challenge that we ended up doing, so that was nice. But the actual farming portion of it just was an absolute disaster from beginning to end there, really. With the exception of being able to purchase the harvester that we got. That was a very, very good purchase for us. So I'm very happy about that. But as far as the actual things we wanted to accomplish, wasn't really the best. Now, off camera, I have already started to mow this grass, as you can tell here. And I've plowed up that field over there as well, which is what we mowed in the last episode. I talked about, off camera, I more than likely would be, plowing that up. That has been accomplished, clearly, so that has been taken care of. Today, we're going to be continuing our process here of... Yep, can't mow that yet. Of, just trying to take care of, adding some more fields in on the actual farm here itself. I've done a few other minor things, which I will show you. Basically, I extended our yard out a little bit more. Not really a reason to extend it out yet, but that is where most of our productions are going to go. I've kind of mentioned that already in the past. We've got our silage pole over here, which evidently these are not ready to mow yet either, and I thought they would be. That's okay. But anyway, we're going to continue mowing over here to the right, so it doesn't really matter. But we've got our silage pole, which has a bunch of silage in it, so we're going to be selling some of that today as well. At least as much of it as we possibly can, given the amount of money we have. We have started our our second pallet. Very first is not the right word at all. We've started our second pallet of goat milk, which is a fantastic thing for us. That is really going to help us as we carry along here, right? And we're going to probably try to, whether it's today or whether it's the next episode, one of these here, unless something pops up in the used market, we're going to fit to put down finally that production that allows us to make aged goat cheese. Since we are now in the process of having 2 pallets, probably by the time we end up putting that down, we should, I would think, be close to having 2 full pallets, and hopefully that will get us close to probably 1 pallet of aged goat cheese at some point, right? So we're going to kind of focus on that a little bit here today if we can, and just kind of move along from that point forward. Now, as far as the used market goes today, unfortunately, there's really nothing out there for us. Maybe this liner, potentially, I guess. This liner, well, it is. It's a Profi liner. But the semi, possibly, right? That might be something we could consider. But yeah, there's not really a ton out there for us, unfortunately. If we were going to go that path, we would have to get a semi of some sort. I don't think there's a whole lot of inexpensive semis out there, 45-ish. So we're spending still 50 grand, no matter which way you cut it, which honestly would be fantastic to have that 80 grand. But I just don't think it's going to be physically possible for us to be able to afford doing that right now, given what I really want to try to accomplish here, right? It's going to basically take all of the money. We probably won't even have enough money to do it today, now that I say that. But it would take up all of the money, even if we did. And I'm not sure I'm ready to go that approach yet, if it makes sense. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Like I said, I'm very determined today to ramp this shit up, if you will. We've got to get going here. The last episode just did not do us enough justice. We bought that harvester. It was great. But really, other than that, we did not make enough farming progress in my eyes. So we're going to try to ramp it up as much as we possibly can here and try to resolve that little issue from the last episode. And as you can already see, I've already kind of started to begin that. Now, as far as, what fields we're going to put in next, I think we're going to put in some pretty large fields. So we've got some smaller fields over here. They're not the perfect length, each of them. I will probably be fixing that, I'm sure, by the time the next harvest comes and we do the replow or whatever. I will fix that and make them a little more unified over there. These over here, what I'm thinking about doing here, let me get up into the air here with the drone, but what I'm thinking about doing is taking this whole section here. We'll probably put a tiny bit of a path through right here, if you will, and then these will be extended out. But I'm probably going to put 2 fields in here, so 2 skinny, long fields in here. A couple of reasons for that. One, I want to do a couple of different things. I've already talked about, it's not going to be eventually, or not going to be right off the bat, I should say, but eventually, my goal is to have different crops growing throughout this different stages of the year. Because if we do all the same type of crops that are all ready to harvest within the same 2 or 3 months, that's really going to harm us, right? It's going to really put us in a pickle. It's going to be a lot to do in a short period of time, and then the rest of the months we're not going to have a ton to do, right? So it's better to kind of stagger that a little bit and have other things to harvest and do as well at different periods of time throughout the season, if you will. So that's really my goal. Now, if we talk about that quickly here, let's do a quick autosave. But if we talk about that quickly, first of all, 50,000 liters of silage in there. Still chewing through some. But 50,000 liters, barley, canolas, all that stuff, we can actually do that right now, which we're going to be, obviously focusing on doing. We've already done that a little bit. But I think maybe doing some like sunflower, some corn, things that are at different time periods is probably smart. And that's probably what I'll end up putting in these longer type of fields. Now, I would love, it's probably not going to be right off the bat, again, in a very similar state for what I just said, but I would love to, expand a little bit more. Maybe get like a field of like poplar or onions, something like that. I don't know for a matter of fact how much onions actually make. That's one of the new crops, but it would be nice to have that, but maybe sugar beets, who knows, right? There's all kinds of different options. There's a lot of different choices, I guess is how I can put it. But we're going to try to make sure we stagger this properly and make as much money as we possibly can, I guess is how I'll put it. So today, more than likely, will be a very heavy mowing day. I would love to get all of the grass mowed up as much as humanly possible right now. A couple reasons for that. One, silage has passed when it's the best time, so it is going to be dropping. So if I can get the rest of it all mowed up today, we get it all baled up, we get it into the silage pole, hopefully by the next episode, all of the grass will mostly be silage at that point, and we should hopefully still make some decent money and not really lose out on the best price, if you will. We are a little bit going to lose out on it, but it's not going to be anything severe, I guess is how I should put it, if that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good here. That last episode, the race was a lot of fun. We had a good time on that. Speaking of that, I think we all did. I did, at least. We all kept our carts, so we've got it a bit as a bit of a lawn ornament, if you will. Mine's up by the house for the time being. I'm not sure if it'll always stay there. It might end up going somewhere else later on down the road. But for the time being, it's up by the house. And I'm pretty happy with it. Very happy Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year, all that stuff. I guess if you celebrate that stuff. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that. It's going to be a good 2026 for us, gang. I've got, as I've mentioned many times before, unless you just stumbled across this and are new, you know that I've got a list of challenges and different ideas that are on paper, basically. Just need to put the paper to game, if you will. So I got a lot of good ideas, a lot of good things, and I think what we've got going on the channel right now is fantastic. We've got a lot of different series going on. This one, every Saturday, excuse me. Occasionally, there will be, kind of a bonus one thrown in, like we did for Christmas, last week. Well, I guess it still is this week, technically. This is Saturday, right? So I guess it is technically this week still. But you get what I mean. But there'll be some, different situations like that probably. But we've got, our vanilla survival with a twist, which is going well. We've got the mountain survival, which only is whenever I have the time to do it. So that's just every once in a blue moon. The Can You Survive 25 series on Zlonka, I think I've made the decision to kind of keep that running every Sunday for the foreseeable future. So that'll be going on Sundays. And then, obviously, we still have our Skyfen Aqua Farm series, which is one of my favorites. I'm really, really enjoying that series so far. We're struggling a little bit right now. We're trying to get some more money together on that series, but overall, really, really enjoying it. A lot of fun. So it looks like it's actually letting me mow a little bit outside of my barrier here, and I'm going to try to utilize that to my advantage. I'm going to try to get a little bit more grass out of this. Obviously, these trees are a bit in the way, but, it's fine. It is what it is. it's still letting me mow, it's still letting me mow. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take whatever it lets me have. So I think maybe 1 or 2 more passes here, and that would be one of our fields, and then the other one, obviously, will be the next set of mowing we do. Probably just this one more pass here. Because these are not going to be the whitest fields in the world. They're going to be long and skinny kind of fields. This one is going to actually go over there where we've already mowed, up near that grass field. It's actually going to go pretty close to that. So this will be probably the bigger of the 2. But nonetheless, you know, it's not the widest field in the world. Now, full transparency for those of you, if you've made comments about the Christmas one already or not, or maybe you haven't, doesn't matter. I'm actually going to leave this right over here because we're probably going to mow some more, like I said. I haven't watched the Christmas special yet. Well, the Christmas special has not been released to the public yet, or any of you that... well, I think I put that away, didn't I? I don't actually have it out here anymore. The Christmas special will be out... will not be out. Sorry. The Christmas special will not be out. Or is not out right now at the time of this recording. That's how I should put it. It's out for any of my members on the channel. They do get early access to videos, so they're able to see it. But anybody who's just a subscriber, it's not scheduled to come out yet. Obviously, it's supposed to come out on Christmas Day. We are recording this one on our normally scheduled recording night, which is Tuesday night. So technically, it's the 23rd. So happy Festivus to you, or those of you that celebrate. If you don't know what that is a Seinfeld reference. It's the Festivus for the rest of us. I'm a big Seinfeld fan. I loved Seinfeld when I was growing up. It always seems like whenever you talk to anybody about those 90s sitcoms, it's people are either a Seinfeld fan or they're a Friends fan. They're nowhere in between, and I kind of fit that criteria, I guess. I was never really a Friends fan, but Seinfeld, I could watch that every day, all day long. I still can. Anytime it pops up or I see it on YouTube or whatever it may be, I have to watch it. It's so funny. Now, as far as our animals go, I think they're okay. The chickens could use a little bit of food, so we might buy them a little bit of food. The goats are fine. Plenty of grass in the trough, plenty of meadow grass there too, so they're fine. The reproduction's only at 60% for those, so they should reproduce here in another 2 months, I think, because I think it goes up 20% of the time. These are the ones we just bought in the last episode, so obviously those are going to be a while. They're not going to be ready for a little while, but I'm looking forward to actually seeing some of these get reproduced and actually have a heck of a lot more goat milk and a lot more goats in general, just roaming the countryside, if you will. Now, the field over there, we've got some things we got to do in that field. They don't have to necessarily happen today. They can really happen at any point. Same with whenever we decide to actually... same with whenever we decide to, plow this field up. We've got to put some lime down on those fields, right? We need to lime them all. Just get them in a situation where they're prepped and ready to go, if you will. Watch out, Bale. We're coming through. Now, what should happen as well, one of the good things about, the modifications we made, we went obviously to the silage pole. We've utilized that silage pole many times in the past. love the thing. I was wanting to do something a little bit different, but it turns out after making this modification, we really couldn't utilize that mod anymore. Whether it was the actual silage mod or it was the actual trailer mod, one of the two did not like each other. They were not cooperating, so we had to make some changes on the fly, and that's really what, you know, last episode ended up being, was just a disaster. I had to do a lot of editing. I'm not sure if that was ever even noticeable or not. I'm sure it was to an extent, but there was a lot of editing, some random jump cuts that probably weren't natural. Had to happen, unfortunately. There was too many issues there. I was not happy with it, so I tried to polish it up as good as I could. But it was one of the worst episodes I've done in a long time, unfortunately, in my opinion. I don't think, maybe, I'm hoping it didn't come off that bad. But it was bad all the way around, and even during the race itself, major issues happened there for me as well. Didn't get anybody else's voice recorded. It was literally only my voice. It wasn't until after I got into the edit that I realized that, so I ended up having to like splice pieces from the guys, and so it just didn't really come together that great. I think Krusty was having a similar situation. He got our voices, but he said that the voices were extremely low. So like my voice and Rusty's voice were extremely low, and I think that comes off pretty strongly in my recording as well. Krusty's is a little bit louder, but Rusty's is really, really soft for whatever reason. So it was a bit of a struggle that last episode for all of us, I guess, is how I should put it. But you know, I feel like we're back on track here. We're making really, really good progress here with this, so I'm very happy with it. Now our grass field should be pretty good. Yeah, it's a dark green, so it's probably going to be ready. As a matter of fact, it might be stymied right now. It might not be growing right now because it's the winter months. But as soon as like March comes around, it probably will be ready to be mowed, which is going to be fantastic. And that's the reason why we have such a large grass field too, right? We're pretty heavy. We're leaning pretty heavily into the silage, right, approach. Speaking of that, we probably need to buy... Actually, I need to look at that. I bet it's empty. Yeah, silage additive is empty, so we need to buy some more silage additive to go into there. I want to continue to utilize that silage additive. There's no silage additive into this. Obviously, I moved what we had remaining from the previous forage wagon and the leftovers that we had. I had already moved it over there into the silage pole. I don't think I did that on camera, but off camera, I did that. So we need to go buy some more. We don't have a ton of money to do so, but we need to go buy some more so we can actually continue our silage production here. Obviously, right now it is not working. Now, I could turn it on. There is another version or whatever, if you want, that it doesn't have silage in it at all. Just, you know, standard grass. I feel like when we tested this out in the past, and when I used this, it was really in our Vintage Survival series and the original One Tile Challenge series, right? There is another way we can go with grass that doesn't have any silage, 1,000 to 1,000. This is 1,800 to 2,000. So I'm not exactly sure it's worth it given the price of... Maybe it is, but given the price of how expensive silage is, I'm not exactly sure it's worth it. But it's only 2 silage additives, right? And when you go and you buy silage... let's get to the right menu here. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, that would be nice to have. We don't have any silo or anything yet, but that would be nice to have. Anyway, when you go to the actual silage additives here, right? It's almost $3,000 for 60 liters, right? Is it even really worth our time to do that? Part of me feels like it's not. I guess I need to sit down and do the actual math and see how much extra money we're making off of it. And I guess I mean, there's a lot of different factors, right? Depends on when we sell it. Depends on the time period of the year, the month. If, you know, there's a lot of different things that go into play there. So, maybe we'll buy one more pallet and just see how things go, right? Maybe we'll do that. Might be smart to try that approach. I'm going to leave this here for right now. We're going to pick up these bales, and we're going to go ahead and drop them into our silage pole. Then I think I'm going to go buy a pallet of that silage additive. at least one more. Run it one more time. Maybe I'll do some math between now and the next episode and figure it out. Maybe. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Very unrealistic doing it this way, but, you know, the more that they talked to me about it, the more I started to agree with it, just doing the auto loads, because, I mean, we're doing this once a week, right? We're only giving ourselves an hour. It's not like we're going to be able to do this for every other day or anything like I normally would for a series on the channel that I want to run for a while, right? We're doing it once a week, so it just overall helps us be able to accomplish more and get more done, if you will. This thing will hold a lot of grass bales, if I'm honest with you. And I like the way that it stacks them, too. It stacks them very methodically, right? It's not just right on top of each other. It stacks them in a way where it would be very sturdy, if you will. All right, well, this is great. We're just driving over top of bales here. Come on, get it together. Very, very methodical about how they stacked it. Perfect. All right, so that was a ton of grass. 64,000 liters of grass are now in there. That's crazy. We had like 11,000, I think, left, so that's like 50,000. We don't even have everything up yet, and there's still a lot more grass to mow. So we're gonna head to the shop. Let's buy that silage pallet. Let's just buy it. Puts us down to 10,000, which isn't ideal, right? I said I wanted to try to get that production today, but it's looking less and less likely because we have to keep buying stuff, but that's all right. Look at it. Rusty is utilizing another piece of land for his storage. What a cheater. I'm going to have to smack him around. And by smack him around, I mean I'm going to have to move his equipment all over the place. I'm going to have to start running into it. Just cause some mayhem. We've made good progress so far. A lot more progress than we have been in the last episode. We've got about 40-ish minutes left for recording, actual real-time recording. I love that this trailer actually lets me strap things down even in the auto load setup, right? That's extremely helpful. I'm going to I'm also going to be taking our other trailer, bring it back down here and modify it again to the higher setup, which holds more. And hopefully it should. I mean, it works with the smaller one, so it should, but hopefully that works to be able to store more of the silage, so when we go sell it, we don't have to make, hopefully, as many trips, if you will, right? They're all at the shop. I can cause some mayhem. They have no idea I'm causing mayhem. Not really causing a whole lot of mayhem. They're not falling over like I had hoped. There we go. There we go. How about a little of this? And a little of that. Just out the tail end of my just out of the corner of my eye there, looked like Rusty switched to lettuce, which I think is a smart switch. I think lettuce is one of the better ones. All right, so silage is in there. Only 59 liters of it, so I don't expect it to really be able to do the whole thing, but we'll run it for a little while, I guess, and see how things go. Let's get the rest of these bales up. Alright. Enough trying to weave through the cones like you're playing hockey there, Z. Let's go, buddy. Perfect. Tons and tons and tons of grass in there now. Tons of grass. 84,000 liters of grass in there. And there's still more to come. Alright, we're gonna drop that off for right now. We're gonna go make some money here. We're gonna go sell some of this silage. We have the second pallet of goat milk there, as you can see. It has spawned, which is fantastic. We have 4 more pallets of pumpkins as well. Working on the second pallet still of eggs, it looks like, but it's moving along. Like I said, we're probably going to need to buy some chicken food soon, I think. Maybe we'll be okay for one more episode, maybe. But we're going to have to buy some soon. I'm going to run up here. We're going to test this out and see if it works by modifying this to the bigger size or not. Alright, so the changes I made here, which I guess I really talked about yet, but it's just very, very minor. I basically just extended our asphalt out here a little bit further. I made it a little bit larger, like I said. And then obviously we added in these tracks here, which you've already saw. I didn't really talk about them, but I added in these dirt tracks that kind of go in front of the goats here and then all the way down here to our grass field and to our silage pole, if you will. Just kind of wrapping around most of the goat enclosure. There is a little bit of an area up here. Well, it's not even an enclosure. The open goat area, as I should put it. But there is a little bit of an area up here that is actually not part of the goats. Maybe eventually we will expand it out into this portion, or maybe we utilize that extra little area for something else. Who knows? But it's not seeming like this is working either. This is going really bad again, gang. This is just another terrible start here. Wonder why. Maybe it's because I did the extension. It probably is. I wanted to try the extension, but it doesn't really seem like the extension is going to work. Alright, let me fix it. Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Look at him over there. Oh, look at him. He just knocked over my water tank. No, he's pushing my goat milk out of the way. That's what you get. It's just fun. This is still not working. This is not good, gang. Maybe I put the, maybe I put it on the wrong side, maybe? No, that's where it is. Maybe I'm just missing it. I know I had issues in the past not having it in the right spot, too. So that, I mean, it could be. Maybe I just am not hitting the trigger properly. No, that's not working. Yeah, this trailer is completely pointless. Oh well. What are you gonna do? I guess it's that's unfortunate. It is what it is. I guess I don't know what else to do. I guess this trailer is just going to be turned into a flatbed trailer of some sort and just only utilized whenever we need Or maybe I can just leave it as this, and whenever it comes time to harvest, we can utilize it as a harvesting trailer, I guess. I guess that's really the only thing we can use it for right now. Well, that sucks. That, once again, has caused mayhem and issues. Not counting in Rusty's craziness that he just did. Not even taking account of that. Well, we've got to figure out something else. This is just not... It's simply not going to work. This is not going to work. We got to figure out something else here, gang. This is... I can't run... I got to get up to the train, and I can't run 8,000 liters to the train. That's just simply not going to work for us. We've got to find another different approach here. There's got to be something else we can do. 10,000. It's not really worth it either, is it? I guess there's not really anything we can do unless we go this approach, but even if we... I'm not even sure this would actually work, if I'm honest with you. I don't think it would. Because I think this is really for pallets. It's not even for... Yeah. None of that's going to work. Augers, probably not much in there either from a form of an auger. This is not going to plan at all, gang. This is bad here. Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We've wasted a hell of a lot of time already right now with trying to fix this and trying to get the silage in there. It's not working for some reason, so let's just scrap the whole idea of going and selling it for right now. Maybe if we have time at the end of the episode, maybe we can try again. But let's scrap it for right now. Let's focus on trying to get some more grass mowed. Let's try to get, or at least something plowed, or whatever we decide to do. I think we're going to go the mowing path, like I said. So let's try it. Let's try that. Yeah, let's just continue the mowing approach. We'll continue to throw stuff in there. Man. This has been an absolute disaster 2 episodes in a row. Maybe this one hasn't been as bad as the last one, though. This one, at least we're accomplishing things. We got things accomplished. It's just a matter of trying to get the damn grass out of there now. Or the silage in this case, I guess. Right? That's the problem. Getting the damn silage out. Anyway. Let's get to mowing. And, yeah, we'll see where we get to. Let's see how much of this we can get done. All right, we got a lot mowed. There's still some left to mow, but we did get a lot done. We're going to get all these bales put over here in the pole, and then the silage pole, and then we're going to go and modify our trailer here that we're utilizing to transfer these back into a standard trailer and see if we can get the silage out of here. If we can't, then, I mean, I really don't know where to go after that. We've caused a way bigger issue than I would have ever expected if this doesn't work, right? I'm not really sure what to do at that point. Like I said, I do know that there was issues in the past with the silage pole when we were utilizing it on the original one-tile challenge. I finally figured it out, but it took a while. There's like a very, very, very tiny little window for you to actually make it work, if you will. So maybe that's all it is. Like I said, I'll keep playing around with it potentially, but we're going to at least attempt to try it with this and see if it's easier. If it's still giving an issue, then it might just be the fact that maybe I'm just not finding the correct trigger point needed. But if this works no problem, then yeah, we got a bigger problem on our hands. Matter of fact, when we go to try to modify this, I'm probably going to go and take some of this stuff and sell it, try to make a little bit of money as well. I'm going to look at the eggs. I'm almost positive the eggs are April or May or something. They might be November, though. We might have missed it. I feel like it was November. It was November. We should have went and sold the eggs. We can go sell the eggs today, too, though. We'll look and see where we can sell those at. So we can get all of that done in the same time, right? The same time period as trying to get this modified. We can sell those, hopefully. Hopefully they sell all at the same location. You know, up by the shop, hopefully. The goat milk I'm probably going to keep, I think. Don't think I will sell that yet. We've talked about the aged goat cheese, and once again, we're not going to probably be putting it down today for multiple reasons, but anyway. Hopefully it's still putting it in that same pallet that's in that trigger point. I don't think I've ever really tested that, so I don't know for sure. There's still enough water in there. We need to fill it up more than likely. We can probably do that in the next episode. Next episode, we're going to be doing a lot of plowing. Probably finish that grass mowing, maybe off camera. Actually, as a matter of fact, I probably will finish that off camera. It's not even a maybe. I probably will do that off camera between now and the next episode, and then we can just do plowing and do some lime, and hopefully enough money to put down the production, unless something comes out in the used market, right? I'm always going to put that asterisk on there. If something pops up in the used market, like, for prime example, the harvester, right? If something like that comes up in the used market, then, you know, we're going to shift gears and probably go for whatever that is, if it's something we want, of course. Right? That has to be something we want. If it's not something we want, then obviously we're not going to do that. Alright, let's grab these eggs. They should still be a good price. They're probably only $100, $200 less than what you normally would get from them. Alright, that should be all the things we're really going to be able to sell today, so we're going to go sell these. Now, we're going to take a look and see where the eggs are best. They're actually at the good export, which I kind of expected, which is the train. Rusty's sell all, though, is actually pretty good. Might just go there. Matter of fact, I think we're going to, just to save wear, tear, gas, and everything else. Eventually, we're going to have stuff and be able to go the long distance again, but right now we're kind of struggling a bit, I guess is how I will put it. Farmer's Market's the best spot for this one. So yeah, let's sell... Oh, actually, you know what? If I go there, it's going to sell the pumpkins too, isn't it? I guess I could put my own down. He's been yelling at me about putting my own down, but it's more fun just to cause mayhem to him. Farmer's Market's not bad. We'll just sell with the Farmer's Market. That's fine. It'll give us some money. It's fine. That way we can do all of this in one trip. We don't have to bounce all around, you know, left and right and do all these different things. that we otherwise wouldn't do. Last episode, I forgot to do a flyby as well. I think the last couple episodes, I don't think I've really been doing that. So we'll do that today as well. Just see what they've accomplished over the last couple of episodes. But as I said, I highly recommend you check out each and every single one of their videos. I'm just going to do a very high level in the drone flyby. We're not really going to go into detail about what they're doing or not doing. Maybe? There we go. All right, that puts us up to 16. That's a little bit better. Makes me feel a little bit better. Still not wonderful, but it does make me feel a little bit better. So let's modify this and let's see if it works. If it works, then, man, that trailer is just going to only be really utilized, I guess, for... I guess just for crops and stuff, right? I mean, I'll probably, for the time being, move it into a bale trailer, right? And we can utilize that to transport, you know, products and things like that if we want to, right? I guess I can go that approach, but other than that, there's really no reason for it anymore, unfortunately. But I do know that Rusty's using the silage pole as well. I think Krusty's so we're all using the silage pole. And I don't think Rusty, unless I'm missing something, well, he's got those two trailers, I guess. But I don't think... I mean, I think he has the one up here that he's utilizing to kind of, for like a, you know, a flatbed approach, excuse me, but I don't think... I don't think it's, I don't think he has anything to move the silage, though, right? So, okay, this is not working either. There it is. It works. So, it's something to do with that trailer. Man, that trailer just sucks. Why did we pick that trailer? That was Rusty's idea. Why did we pick that trailer? That trailer sucks. Guess he could argue the same reason I picked this tractor, because it sucks too, and it does. It does. The bale export, which I think is the train, 180. Rusty sell all is 125 though. This should hopefully get us to 19-ish thousand. It's going to be just short of it. All right, 18,721 is what we end up with for today, gang. We've got a lot of silage to sell. I'm going to see if I can figure out other ways to make this work. For the time being, this is what we're going to have to stick with. But we made really good progress today, even with those issues that happened. We've got a hell of a lot mowed. A hell of a lot mowed. We still have a little bit. Like I said, just a very, very, very tiny little small amount left to mow right here. But we got a lot mowed, right? We got a lot mowed. We got this kind of done off camera. We got this done off camera. We'll need to do some lime on that in the next episode. Really, it's going to be February, the next episode. And in March, we can start doing stuff again. So we got to get going, right? We got to get going. But things are looking good here. So let's see what they've done here. I don't know what he's doing with this triangle here. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what that's for, what that's about. I mean, his chickens are running all the way over here, so I don't really think it's a barrier for the chickens. I don't know what he's doing with that, but it looks like he was just selling stuff for the most part today. Although he's got a lot of stuff that doesn't look like he really did sell yet, so I don't know what he's up to today. Krustu, let's see what he's got going on. I'm sure he has some stuff in here already, trying to get cruising along. He did a lot of mowing here, a lot of mowing. He's got another pen of goats. Yep, so he's cruising along as well. Everyone's cruising, man. Everyone's doing different things here. You got different approaches. I think we're catching up slowly but surely, especially once we get rid of this. Like I said, I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to make it work with the other trailer. I don't think it's going to, but I'm going to continue to try. Maybe I'll ask Rusty if he'll tell me if he was able to get it to load into this trailer or not. If he can, wonderful. I probably will sell a lot of this off camera. I'm just going to be fully transparent with you. So between now and the next episode, you will see probably an increase here of the dollar amount that we have. But yeah, we'll leave it at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button in the case you have yet to do so. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for Crestu and Rusty Money Gaming for taking on this challenge with me. It's been a lot of fun so far. Make sure you check out their channels, as I mentioned, and I'll see you in the next episode.